Hey everyone, BioFan here with another in-depth trailer analysis. As with my other Hidden Gems analysis videos, we'll be focusing on aspects of the trailer you may have not noticed. If you've yet to watch the second cinematic trailer for Mass Effect Andromeda, please go do so now. You can come back right after. I'll be here waiting. Okay, let's get going then. In the opening scene, we see the human ARC ship, Hyperion, approaching the mothership of the Andromeda Initiative, the Nexus. Down below appears to be some kind of planet with a cloudy atmosphere. Since this is in-game, I'm wondering if this scene is when Hyperion, after facing some difficulties getting to Andromeda and discovering its designated Golden World, Habitat 7, finally reconnects with the Andromeda Initiative and the Nexus. Note that the trailer narration does not coincide with the visuals shown. I think the female voice we hear is Cora, and she's talking with Alec Ryder, our father. This sound clip obviously comes from the prologue of the game, as we know the prologue involves Ryder and Liam's shuttle being shot down out of the sky while attempting to go explore Habitat 7, and they fall down to the planet's surface and make their way to shelter. Next, we see Scott Ryder enter a room that could be potentially on the Tempest or somewhere else entirely, as it doesn't directly resemble anywhere we've seen on the Tempest so far. On the upper level, to the right, we have Liam. To the left, we have PB in the front and Cora behind her. On the bottom level, we have three unknown characters, Calo Jath, the Solarian pilot of the Tempest, to the left, and to the far right, a Krogan. This could be Drac, but as Bioware lead designer Ian Fraser explained, Drac isn't usually found up near the bridge, or at the very least the Tempests. So, what Krogan have we seen wearing that exact blue armor? Well, there's that rebel faction that I've been referring to as the Blue Man Group, but there's also Kesh, the Andromeda Initiative Superintendent. I'd say Kesh is more likely, but it appears to be a common Krogan armor in the game. Now, back to what might be the members of the Tempest crew. It's a bit hard to tell, but the one on the left appears to be male, and the one in the very center of the shot I think is a woman. Not really sure about the person to the right. The creepy, glowy black stuff seen here and elsewhere in this trailer, which Calo refers to as the Scourge, kind of reminds me of this creepy blue glowy black stuff seen in various images of the game. Not entirely sure what exactly the Scourge is yet, but it doesn't seem benevolent in nature. Fun fact, Scourge is a word that refers to a whip used in punishment or a thing that causes great trouble or suffering. Well, isn't that nice? Judging from the medical staff, since that's the same clothing style medical staff in the original trilogy wore, the planet outside the window, and the cryostasis pods on the ground, I'd say this scene is where passengers are being woken up upon entering the Andromeda Galaxy. The arms of Hyperion begin to close as it approaches the ARC docking port of the Nexus, where it will be used as extra storage and energy production. Interestingly, you'll notice it doesn't appear as though any of the other ARCs have docked. I'm not sure if this suggests there was a conflict with the Nexus uprising, or if they're being used to transport people to new colonies or whatnot, but I thought I'd point that out since unlike the Andromeda Initiative briefing videos, this footage is all from the game, though maybe slightly tweaked a little for trailer purposes. The Tempest stops short in front of a huge ship. Pretty sure this is some kind of Ket dreadnought or mothership, as Archon, who appears Ket-like in his appearance, sends us a message as we approach. You'll also notice that the smaller Ket ships, possibly fighters, are T-shaped. There's also a ton of Scourge around the Ket ships as well. The Scourge may be a pretty solid, possibly metallic substance, as it causes sparks seen here on physical contact. Its color is also changed to resemble fire. I'm wondering if it turns this color on contact, or if there's another reason for it, as it may be seen later on in the trailer as we land a shuttle, or that could also just be some kind of spacey glow stuff. We'll see. As Archon places a nice little Skype call into the Tempest, this person here is someone we've yet to see before. He may be a part of the Tempest crew and appears to be bald or have a buzz cut. Does the name Archon sound familiar? Well, back in the Game Awards gameplay trailer, our mission on Kadara was titled M4, Hunting the Archon. As PB picks up an M8 assault rifle, there's Andromeda Initiative explosives too. This planet here has bioluminescent flora. It may or may not be related to this planet from previous footage. On the cliff it stands 4 characters, probably the party and 1 additional character for story purposes. On a closer examination of what is essentially 4 blurs, this one appears to have a leg bend that would resemble Vetra. The 3 people in the back appear to be turned towards the person in the front. Archon has wires attached to him in such a way that, along with his halo, makes him look like an archangel. And no, not that kind of archangel. He is suspended in the air as well. If we take a look at a single frame from the next short clip, we can see that Archon is at the center of some kind of machine thing. Judging from the glowing surroundings and the fact that these triangular shapes here closely resemble these from the Sony gameplay demo, I'm thinking this is a remnant vault. Therefore, I'm wondering if Archon is here to get the information that was stored inside the vault, and the wires are some means of downloading that perhaps. We've seen a clip of a cat outside of a structure that resembles a vault before, so I'm wondering if at some point we'll be competing against the cat for information that's held inside the remnant vaults. Also note that judging by the halo, Archon has been seen in previous footage without the wires attached to him. In this next close-up of Ryder, Liam, Cora, Drac, and PB, there's a similar bluish-greenish glow in the background, so I'm assuming it's the same vault or somewhere similar. I'm not really sure why Vetra isn't in the shot. It could be that she's not on the squad at this point in the game, or she's off doing something story-related separate from the rest of the team. There's 2 shuttles that go down to land on top of what appears to be a larger vessel, so I'm curious if this is a big mission where our whole squad comes along. Otherwise, there would only be 1 shuttle being used. Next, we see Ryder make first contact walking up in a hands-up I come in peace position. This race was confirmed by Bioware producer Michael Gamble to be the Angara. The Angara were previously seen in the gameplay trailer and were mentioned at a crime scene where Angaran blood was found. The appearance of the structures on their homeworld reminds me of the ones here in this old piece of concept art. Both males and females of the race are represented, and this Angara here appears to be Jal, judging from his Funko Pop figurine. Only the most iconic characters from video games are turned into Funko Pop figurines, and if we look at the Mass Effect ones of the past, it's usually mostly squad mates. Given that we know Jal is a figurine, that he has a unique appearance from others of his race with that cool monocle thing, and that we'll have at least 1 squad mate from one of the new alien races, I'm thinking there is a very strong chance that Jal is on our squad. Regardless of this, he is also a romance option. The Angara seem to have feline features such as their pupil and nose shapes. This may or may not have been inspiration contributing to their design. Here's a closer look at the guy who has been educated on why Ryder doesn't need an army. This next short bit here shows Ryder punching a different guy who has an afro, Drac taking down a guy with a slicked back hairstyle, and a Turian, possibly female. Whether any of these hairstyles are available in the character creator is to be seen. At some point in this group brawl, Ryder gets knocked down, but good old Drac is there to help us back up. During Cora and Scott's makeout session, there's a map of a system in the background. Also, this pretty much confirms Cora is a romance option for male Ryder. Whether or not she can be romanced by a female Ryder is still up in the air. This next scene takes place inside a remnant vault, judging by the green glowy stuff. The squad seems to have taken a serious hit or something because PB gets up from off of the ground and Ryder and Liam seem to be taking cover. As PB leaps over the gap or chasm or whatever, Cora, judging from the armor appearance, is struggling to lift herself up. I'm not sure if this is some kind of trailer magic or if some missions involve others of your squad tagging along outside of the party. Next, we see the Tempest fleeing from a cat fighter in scourge-infested space. In this scene, we can see someone with red hair getting into a different shuttle. Their armor is consistent with the white, blue, and black theme of the Andromeda Initiative. Well, folks, that's all for this round. What did you notice from the trailer? What do you think of Liam and Cora? What are your thoughts on Archon? Tell me all about it down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And And while you're down there, be sure to attack that like button and share this video with your friends, family, random strangers, it's all good. For more Mass Effect Andromeda and BioWare related videos, be sure to subscribe to my channel by clicking the big red subscribe bar up at the top of the screen. For more instant news coverage of BioWare games, feel free to follow me on Twitter and other forms of social media, links to which can be found down in the video description. If you like my videos and would like to help support my channel and improve its quality, head on over to my Patreon page to donate. For more information about my Patreon page and the donation process, there's a video here on the screen with all of that as well.